Hello everyone. So I'm going to try Average Picker's Pick 4 Prato. F-O-U-R. Wicked bidding on this one. I'm going to try top of the keyway this time. I've been trying bottom of the keyway, but I thought I'd give top of the keyway a try. My hand's all dirty up here from messing with a lock I had in a vinegar bath for a while. Slight turn on one when I pushed up on it. Boy, I pushed way up on that one. It's a good thing that tension wrench fell out, because I pushed way too far on that one. This one I've got about 30 minutes picking time into, trying to get into it. I would alternate between it and those three. I got a slight turn on the core. That other starry lock. I'd switch between these two, which I don't know if that's a good idea, because you start learning things about one lock and then you go to another one and it's kind of different. But I don't know. That's what I was doing. It wasn't 100% effective. I got some slight clicks out of 5 back here. Ooh, there's a 6. Sure does feel like a 6. Whoever it was, I got a slight movement from it. I had some counter on 2, and 3 gave me a click. That was 1. It's 2. Huh. Yeah, this is how far I get with this, which is basically not very. I'm just messing around between 1 and 2 right now, getting all this action right now. I feel other pins falling back while I'm doing that, though. Right. Be difficult. See if we can. Try Jim in here. Really a tricky lock. Every time I go to push on one pin towards the front, I got my hand resting on top of the, my fingers resting on top of the Bible up here, and I can feel pins falling back. I can physically feel them. They go clink, clink, clink. Like we were overset, or we were set, but we're not now. Alright, be that way. See if I care. Alright, I talk to my locks, and it's not always pleasantly. I don't always talk to them pleasantly. Sometimes if they're behaving well, I talk to them nicely, but other times they want to be turkeys. Well, they'd be treated like turkeys. This is not an easy. Got some counter there. 3. Some good counter there. No turn on the core when I do these guys, though. When I get the counter rotation and move up on them, I don't get any. It's like there's no spools or something. Get a little bit more turn on the core, just probing around 1 and 2. More click off of 2. Getting some counter. Trying to hold it with my tension wrench here. I mean, with my pick. Get back up there. I don't think we had a whole lot of them set anyway, if it did drop anything. Felt a little slight turn on the core on when I bumped into 2. This could be a long pick session here, if I get it. No indication I'm going to get it. Every indication that I'm not going to get it. I'm going to go with bottom of the keyway. With this falling tension wrench stuff. Got a real blinder here. Back to my hooky pick here. Might not get this guy. Not for lack of trying, but lack of skills. Just pushing up on pins now. All right, let's start over. Three's binding. Serrated. I mean, I can just feel them serrations. No real turn on the core though. This DeForester is kind of bent. Kind of bent a little bit. Ooh, I got a good turn on the core there. I just hit 5 and I kind of like wiggled the pick and it turned. I mean, the core turned. Ooh, we got a little bit more there on 1. Went kind of like scrape and then turn. Ooh, there, look at that. Ooh, deep fall set. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh yeah, deep fall set. I'm kind of getting some counter. Ooh, there we go. Yes, I got that sucker. Pin 5 was the last one that fought me. All right, let me zoom back out here. I cleared up a lot of my pinning trays, so I've been putting locks back together. That was a fun pick. Now it's just down to that starry lock one. I'm gonna keep trying on that one. 5-pinner, everybody need to be picked. Standard 1, standard 2. I don't see 3. I think I pushed 3 all the way up into the Bible. Standard and 5. Yeah, I don't see a number 3. You know what that means? I overset somebody. Alright, get my emergency drop a pin pinning catch underneath my spillage tray. No one is a reduced diameter T-pin looking guy. Yep, T-pin. Move back, you. With a steel spring. Nice spool in number 2. Another steel spring. There's number 3 driver. He's all mashed up in there. I mean, key pin and driver. Whoa! Look at that. That's the key pin. He's so long. Maybe there was no driver. Yeah. I think there's no driver in him. He acts as a driver. That's really unusual. I've never run into something like that. If that's the case. Nice little spool guy on 4. The spring doesn't want to come out of 4. There we go. I can't get to the spring in 3 either. He's really compressed or something's going on there. Oh, a bullet. We got a bullet in number 5 with a old driver behind him to act as like a floating T-pin. Very cool lock here. Very interesting. Let me move all this crap out of the way. Nothing done to the Bible. I believe there's a spring in number 3, but let me show you what I'm talking about over here. Let me switch this guy around. These two are switched around. They're not like that, but I don't want to take a lot of time messing around with this because we're already at 15 minutes. But yeah, this bottom one in number 3, there was no driver up there. And if there's a spring, he's highly compressed. If I find out later on after digging around there with a probe, I'll let you know. But all standard except for this number 3 on the bottom on key pins. T-pin on number 1. Nice spool on number 2. This guy acted like a spool, you know. He's like a one-piece driver and key pin, which is, like I said, very unusual. Nice little spool here. And then this bullet guy with this set on top is like his wafer to let him T-pin around. Very cool lock, very interesting. And not an easy one to pick. Let me get the bitting in here to show you. Not an easy one to pick. So thank you for watching and happy picking, everyone. So just a quick addition. Number 3, that really long one, had no spring to keep it from binding up in there. And it was a complete overset trap. As you can see, if you touched it at all, then that spool effect would come in. So excellent lock design and theory here. You know, he didn't put a wafer there with the spring or anything like that, because you don't have to touch it. That's the pick 4 part, F-O-U-R. You need to pick these 4, but you need to skip number 3 there. So pretty cool little thought process going on that lock. Definite overset trap.